Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of our Congress series. We're here in the computer room now. Yeah, I know. Last week we were in the Buckeye studio, so this week we're here in the computer room because you know, I'm at the main computer and yeah, and we're gonna be reading off the information off of there this week, just like how we have the last couple times that we've been in here, whether in broad daylight or in actual darkness. I would like to mention that, not counting this week, but we have 2 more weeks left. We have next week and the week after, and our Congress series is done. Got a lot of things planned for you guys for the rest of the year once our Congress series is over, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So let's talk about this week. After tomorrow, well, starting tomorrow, will be within the last 20 years. So, yeah. Basically, every single Congress from when I was born to today. So, just keep that in mind, y'all. We also have a lot of important stuff to go over once we get today's Congress done. So let's jump into our Congress for today. Today we're talking about the 105th Congress, which was in session from 1997 to 1999. This is the last Congress to be completely in the 20th century. Yeah. Which means tomorrow is kind of in the middle between the 20th century and the 21st century, and the start of a new millennium. So you could also say that today's Congress is the last Congress to be completely within this millennium. I think they say that this is the 1900s was the last of the second millennium, because a millennium is 1,000 years. So yeah, we're currently in the third millennium, but that's besides the point. We'll get there later. So how many sessions were there in this Congress? 2. In the House, we have 435 members. Speaker of the House is, you guys remember him from last week. He was also once a presidential candidate, I believe in either 2008 and 2012 or something like that. I can't remember. Probably 2012. When the Republicans were going after Obama for re-election, but they failed, especially you, Mitt Romney. The Speaker is Newt Gingrich, who is a Republican. We have 228 Republicans, 206 Democrats, and 1 Independent. Excuse me. In the Senate, we have 100 members. President of the Senate is, Vice President Al Gore, who is a Democrat. President pro tempore is Sturm Thurmond, who is a Republican. Remember, it's spelled S-T-R-O-M. It's not spelled storm, which that's spelled S-T-O-R-M. Just remember that, y'all. We have 55 Republicans and 45 Democrats. So, what happened in America at this time? Well, remember all the way back in the 40th episode of our Congress series, the 40th Congress? Yeah, you probably don't. When we talked about the impeachment trial and process of then President Andrew Johnson. Yeah. Another president was impeached. Actually, I guess you could say 3 were, but 2 were officially impeached. But they both were never removed from office. That's the thing. A president has been impeached, but never removed from office. It's never happened before. So anyways, since we're talking about impeachment, what president was impeached during this time? Well, who was president this time? Congratulations. You're correct. Jimmy, is that you? Yeah, you're right. President Bill Clinton becomes the second president to be impeached, along with Andrew Johnson, back in 1868, who violated the Tenure of Office Act. So anyways, Clinton was impeached of perjury and obstruction of justice. One of the reasons why he was impeached was his quote-unquote affair with then White House intern Monica Lewinsky. In response to, all the accusations going on and the whole thing going on, he said this famous line, which was also said in my Bill Clinton episode of my President series. Watch that after you're done watching this. He said, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." Now, according to the Constitution, when a president or whoever is impeached by Congress, or more like the House, and then the trial happens in the Senate, and if the Senate, which acts as a jury, if they vote, if it's a 2/3 majority, then that person, he or she, is out of office. Which we will talk about impeachment on a future time on this channel. Stay tuned. But anyways, the final vote for Clinton's impeachment trial was 55 to 45. And he was found not guilty and was acquitted. So basically 2/3 of 100 is roughly 67. And if 67 senators find him guilty, then he is removed from office. So yeah. Thank you all so much for... Oh, right, I forgot. So that's all of Congress we have for today. Now we're going to talk about update in American government. I haven't done this since the 3rd of January, which was 193 days ago. Yeah. Which also means that our current Congress has been in session for about, well, counting weekends and holidays, 193 days. Roughly. But that doesn't mean that they were in, like at their jobs for 193 days. It's just ever since that, when our current Congress started was 193 days ago. So, the heads of government. Obviously, we're going to do the entire presidential line of succession and the Chief Justice, like we always do. And I will try to keep you guys up to date as much as I possibly can on this. Everything that I have down here is correct at the time of this being recorded and uploaded. I actually wrote this on last Friday. And we got an announcement that's going to happen on Friday. But we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, today's video will be longer than 10 minutes. Current President of the United States. Obviously Trump. Current Vice President. Mike Pence. Speaker of the House. Nancy Pelosi. President pro tempore of the Senate. Senator Grassley. Chuck Grassley, I should say. Secretary of State. Mike Pompeo. Secretary of Treasury. Stephen Mnuchin, Secretary of Defense. We have an acting Secretary of Defense. It's currently the acting secretary is currently Mark Esper. Secretary of Justice, also known as the Attorney General, is William Barr. Secretary of the Interior is David Bernhard. And the computer just fell asleep. Secretary of Agriculture is Sonny Perdue. Secretary of Commerce is Wilbur Ross. Secretary of Labor is Alex Acosta, although he's in some hot water right now, but we'll get to that in a second. Secretary of Health and Human Services is Alex Azar. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development is Ben Carson. Secretary of Transportation is Elaine Chao. Welcome to the party, dog. Which, by the way, Elaine Chao is not permitted to be president because she was born in Taiwan. The Republic of China. Secretary of Energy is Rick Perry. Secretary of Education is Betsy DeVos. Secretary of Veterans Affairs is Robert Lewinski. Secretary of Homeland Security, well, we have an acting Secretary for Homeland Security, and it's currently being current acting secretary is, let's see here, Kevin McAllion. I don't know, I kind of wrote it like this. It's just so I can, get it all down. And the current Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is John Roberts. So, why is Alex Acosta in some hot water right now? Well, on Friday, this past Friday, the 12th of July, he announced that he is going to resign as the Labor Secretary. He will actually resign this coming Friday. So, for the Secretary of Labor, we'll have a acting Secretary of Labor. So yeah, that's kind of our heads of government as of right now. And as I said before, everything is correct and up to date on the day this being recorded and uploaded. So, thank you all so much for watching today's Congress episode and extra, government stuff that I should have kept you guys updated on like once every month or something like that. And stay cool, stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.